Casual sex has been replaced with casual relationships.
I fear she might be right with this one. When I was younger, I realized this the other day. Like, I never heard the term situationship when I was growing up. I never even really heard the term talking stage. We were very active in our dating. We were so much more confident. And I do get it. There's way more risk attached to that, emotionally and physically, biologically too. But I do think that your mental health is in a little bit of the gutter right now. This feels like the difference between like a sharp pain and chronic pain. We grew up with sharp pain. We got hurt. We moved on. You felt a sting. You learned from it. You healed. But what I see now is chronic and it lingers, you know. I'm obviously not talking about big stuff like assault or anything like that. I'm talking about health and betrayal and heartbreak, the very usual things that come with dating. We were hurt a lot, but we didn't have to like live inside this culture of hurting one another the way that people do now. I don't even really think we dealt with gaslighting as much because we just called it scummy behavior. We just didn't have as many terms. I'm not yelling at terms here. I understand the importance of having terms. But things ended much quickly when we were younger. They just ended. I might be romanticizing the past a little bit, maybe I'm wrong, but I do think our structure was clearer. I think we had friendships, I think we had friends with benefits, hookup culture, dating, relationships. Some of those lines blurred, but there were lines, they existed. And then I do think a lot of new language came, situationships, talking stages, casual relationships, we're just getting to know each other. It's all just melted into this big grey like soup of uncertainty. And now you're all living with that chronic pain. When I was younger, that hurt came in fast and then it was over. Dating now seems to follow people around like this ghost, you know, like the culture of it constantly lives in the background. The state of dating did not affect me when I was younger. I was either in something or I was out of it. But for a lot of you, the way I hear you talk about it, it just lives in the background for you. I know this is a really boring way to say it, but you should just sleep with each other. Honestly, like, we hooked up a lot when we were younger. There were so many mornings I'd wake up, look to my right and go, why did we do that? And then the two of us would just start laughing. You know, we knew we'd made a silly little mistake, but we just survived it. I do think, obviously, people are safer now, and this goes on to a wide range of things. But I also think, like, health-wise, some of you seem really worried about catching things. I'm 34 years old. I've never caught anything in my entire life. You can be messy and safe, I promise you. And I do think, again, going back to this chronic thing, you're all definitely going to get mental health problems. We did not have, I think, the same level of battle that you guys have up here. You know, your bodies may, on average, be less infected, but I don't know if your minds are. I've told you guys in the past about, like, the throuple I was in when I was much younger, or the open relationships I'd been in when I was much younger. I'm telling you right now, all of that stuff was way simpler than monogamy and dating is in this day and age.